All right, beautiful morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Super duper awesome morning and day. As we can see, it's a brand new day. Today is the 9th of March, 9th of March, of course, in the month of March 2022. Super excited to be here this morning. Super excited to be live on this program. Super excited about what's about to get down this morning. Super excited about the virtue, the value that is going out every single day. Super excited about the teaching series, the weekly teaching series. And I want to welcome you to this wonderful, beautiful morning program of the Wealth Secrets Mindset Mentorship class. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your regular host on this program, Dr. Afolabi Olatunji. And we are back and live here to do what we know how to do and how to also be of impact to someone like you and every other person out there. The best way we know how to influence and impact our society is by providing this free mentorship program. It's like a give back we're doing so that we can have a different perspective. We can have a renewedness of mind. We can have a different mind shift on how we look at success, the approaches to success. And the truth is that everybody can achieve success. And we may not be able to guarantee you if you're not staying put or you're not a regular follower of this class. But there are different teachings by different mentors, there are different books out there that teaches you on the steps, fundamentals on how to ensure that you have a better life change. So let's get into today's topic. Yesterday, we started the weekly teaching series on the steps, or we call it basic requirement to life change. And to me, the basic requirement to life change is starts with everything that you know that can make your life better. All right. So yesterday we dissect, we said we're going to be talking about the 3 steps to having the best of life change. Now, this morning, we will be talking about the second step. Yesterday, we talked about the first step is to find out how things work. Finding out how things works, has to do with, you having to have an idea, and we talk about lack of idea is a major thing that makes people not to be able to have a better life change. If you want to find out how things work, then you need to have an idea. But lack of idea is what has caused many people by them not being able to be creative. And even if it is not your idea, you see that it's something that somebody else is doing. We encourage you to have it written now. Don't let those ideas, when you have find out on how things work, now put it in a journal. Put it in a journal, right? Don't turn your head to a filing cabinet, because you may not even be able to retain 80% or 90% of the things you have find out if you don't put it in a journal. So we encourage you to put in a journal. That is one of the first steps to have a better life change for you. Find out how things work, and then we talk about lack of idea. In order to help you not to be able to go out of that idea, not to go out of that virtue, you need to really have a journal. Put it down on a journal. And this morning, we're going to be talking about the second step, which is how you can take action. The first is find out how things work. Second, today is how to take action. But before we talk about taking action, yesterday, when talking about how to find out how things work, we talk about curiosity. You have to also be curious about your current adventure. You have to be curious about your new idea. You have to be curious about the things you are about to get started, the new adventure you're about to find out that is going to work and make your life a better one. All right. So in curiosity, we talk about, we encourage you, according to my mentor, he said, have a childish curiosity. Now, how do we mean by childish curiosity? Child are very curious. And matter of fact, he said, even the Holy Bible, even God said, if you want to enter the kingdom of God, he said, you have to have the attitude. If you are like a child. Why is God referring to a child? It's because child are curious. If, for example, so some of us that are parents, if your child needs anything, you know how they come at you, especially when I talk about my daughter, Annie. She's going to say, Daddy, I need this. Daddy, are you going to buy me this? Daddy, is this my car? I can't argue. I'll just say, oh, it's yours. Like they are so pushy. And, that curiosity give that kind of what I call, it is a virtue needed to find out on how things work. All right. So that curiosity is very important. And talking about curiosity, we have the childish curiosity, which is number one. To get that variety, so the virtue, you need to develop four key that I call basics, all right, in having a better curiosity. First is to have a childish curiosity. Second is to also have a faith. Child do have a faith. All our kids have faith. Again, we'll talk about excitement. Kids are always excited about what you tell them, what they want to go into. My daughter said, Daddy, I want to start a ballet class in my school. You know, she was so curious. She's excited. She is really like, oh, I'm going to start a ballet class on Friday. And they got her a ballet dress yesterday. And this lady, this young girl, put a ballet and said, the first time when I got to her school to pick her up, she said, Daddy, check what's in my bag. You know, I have the ballet class, the ballet dress. So she's excited. The last is they trust. Kids do trust. So you also have to trust in what you are doing. You see, when we study the life of a child, I'm telling us there are virtues that God has deposited in their life. You know, they are not too exposed to the things that we are exposed to. They believe in what they believe. They want to get what they want. They want to have what they want. They are excited about what they want to have. They are just super duper popped up to have it. So find out how things work is the first that we're able to, dissect yesterday. So today is that we tell you, if you find out how things work, and then the second step to a better life change is that you need to take action. Go to work. That's what I mean. Go to work. You will find out how things work. The second thing you need to do is to go to work. Go to work on your action. All right. Take massive action when you have found out on how things work. When we say take massive action, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a game plan. What is your game plan? What are the game plan you have for yourself? What are the game plan you have from now and the rest of the week? All right. I'm talking about a game plan. This is still part of goal setting. What is the game plan? You have to develop a game plan. Develop a game plan for massive success. Develop a game plan for whatever thing you want to do, your new business. Develop a game plan for your new work. How you want to get to that work. How you want to take advantage of the work you're doing to make you have a better life change. So have a game plan. I encourage everybody listening to me, you watching me, have a game plan. You don't live life, just like that. You don't just live life like, you're just passing by. You better live life based on the game plan. And remember, when we talk about game plan, is still your goal setting. You need to have your goals. Your goals are like your game plan. What is your game plan for the rest of this week? What is your game plan for the rest of this month? What is the game plan you hope to have for yourself? Ladies and gentlemen, don't just go out of the day without having a game plan. Develop your game plan before you set the day. As you're waking up in the morning, knows the things you want to do. Don't just live life by chance. It's dangerous. It is dangerous to your health. It's dangerous to your wealth. You don't live life by chance. So when you're taking up a game plan, the next thing I want to tell you is that you now need to pick up that good idea and start taking up heavy actions. All right? Take on heavy actions. How do you take on heavy actions? What are the things you need to do? That I said I developed and I wrote something down. I said the formula for success is to take heavy action on a good idea. To take heavy actions on a good idea. What is that idea? You find out on how things work, which is step number one. Now we say go to work, which is step number two. So it means that you need to combine both the first and the second. And then guess what? The next you see is success before we go into step number three, which is tomorrow. So what am I sharing this morning, ladies and gentlemen, is that the way to go to work is to first know that you have to develop that game plan. When you have developed that game plan, then you now need to know that that's your good ideas. How do you now start to execute it? It means that you need to take massive action on whatever thing you have been able to come up with from that idea you have been able to find out on your own. So I also put something. I said, don't let your learning lead to knowledge. All right. If you let your learning, the things you've learned, the things you find out, if you allow it to lead to knowledge, it means that you will become a fool. It means that you become a fool. Rather, let your learning lead to massive action. And then guess what happened? You will start saying that you become wealthy or you become successful. Again, I repeat, don't let your learning lead to knowledge. You see, people do mistaking that. You've learned everything. You find out you're not taking massive action. You find out how this thing works. They say you starting a business. Oh, this is what it takes for you to do it. You've read it to say, oh, man, I'm good. Then how do you take action? You're not going to sit in that place. In taking action is like you have to deploy what I call massive all-out action. Massive all-out action. You do whatever it takes. Is there a phone calls I need to make to get my sales? I have to pull up the phone calls. Is there, the little activity? Am I supposed to participate on, regular Zoom? I told some of my followers that we are both in business. I say, you know what? When you are participating in any meeting or webinars or, whether physical, online, or trainings that you qualify to attend, he said, what happened to you is that you're going to be picking up the knowledge anyway, and then you'll be getting the training by accident. In the process of that, ladies and gentlemen, it is a deployment of massive action. While doing that, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that you are not just allowing your, your learning to lead to ordinary knowledge, but rather you are learning, you are allowing your learning to lead to massive action. And when you take massive action, it is what will lead you to better, to acquiring a better wealth, to acquiring a better success. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't do that, then you are going to be considered a fool because you just learned it, but you are not putting it to work. You see, the way things work is that you have to put things to work. Now, I know here in this part of the world, especially in Nigeria, but thank God, I think some of the universities are already changing these things. Now, most of our students, like for example, I think I've talked about this, somebody that studied computer engineering and then computer science, and guess what? There's no computer to train them in school. All they know is the theoretical part of it, whereby they just teach them this knowledge. So they have it. We call that learning knowledge. But how do you take massive action? Is to start taking practical examples of this computer system and start, checking them out. How does it work? If I'm a computer student, if I'm a computer engineering student, then I need to understand the way the computer system works, how the hardware, all those things work, all right? But the software and hardware, how does it work? Most of these guys don't even know how to do it, but we know that there's a little bit of improvement. But this is my point, ladies and gentlemen. Let your learning, don't let it just be that when you have find out on how things work, the next thing you want to do is to take that massive action that I call go to work. You better go to work. Don't sleep on your goal. Don't sleep on your ideas. If you sleep on your ideas, then you have allowed the learning to lead to knowledge. And guess what? You are going to be tagged as a fool. But when you decide to say, you know what? I'm going to let my learning lead to action, then you will become wealthy. So the second step to having a better life change this morning is that you need to go to work on your idea. Go to work on your idea. Be curious about what you're doing. Get to that work. What are the things you need to do? You find out they've showed you the path of business. Somebody said, my friend showed me how to start this business. When your friend showed you how to start this business, is your friend that is responsible to show you how you're going to be extremely wealthy in this business? No, it's not the job of your friend. Your friend can be so magnanimous to say, you know what, I'm going to take you step by step and step. But your friend, it's not the job of your friend to open your head and put all the knowledge into your brain. It's not the job of your friend. It's not the job of that guy. It's not the job of that woman. It's not the job of that person. Appreciate them, but go the extra mile. Go the extra mile. Someone once said, if you want to be successful in a chosen field, he said, find out what other successful people have done. He said, do it over and over and over and over. And then that is when you get the same result. That is what reality principle says. Ladies and gentlemen, are you the type that like people to babysit you? Are you the type like just suitable and you are okay in your comfort zone? Are you the type that you just okay where you are? Let me tell you something. Any idea you're not putting to work is like as good as a wasted idea. You see, life has a variety of things. Life has a variety of opportunity. But guess what? You better start deploying the virtue of life. deploying the virtue of life, deploying the virtue of life into the things you do, into the adventure you find out. And guess what? That is how you start putting them together. So I want to encourage somebody here this morning. Remember, we're talking about basic requirement to life change. How do you go to work into having basic requirement to life change? First, you must have to, find out how things work. To find out how things work, then you have to come up with an idea. Lack of idea is what has kept people incarcerated. Lack of idea is what has kept a lot of life into a lot of destiny into being impoverished. All right. So and we encourage you to have a child's curiosity. When you have a child's curiosity, you'll be curious about everything. Childs are curious. So we encourage you to have a heart like a child. I'm learning from my daughter, honey. Every time she wants this, she wants that, but not everything you give to them, but that curiosity, the way they go about this. So you start learning from them. You start saying, if they want this, say, Daddy, I want this, and they're not going to stop. All right. Sometimes they are also good to study as a form of marketing. All right. So that some of us that we are in sales, we want to look at that part and say, you know what, if my child can be on my neck because they keep reminding you every time and every time, how about you just doing the same thing in your business? How about you just deploying the same act into in your, at your work? Like this is what you want in your school. You want to study this thing. You know that this is the course I need. Then you need to do extra mile. Be curious about what you're going to and have faith in what you're doing. When you have faith, ladies and gentlemen, faith is what I call a belief without proof. You need to have that faith. When you have the faith into anything you do, then the last one you want to do, put a trust. When you put a trust, then now this is where you need to take action. So we're talking about action taking, ladies and gentlemen. Get to work. Don't sleep on your dream. Don't sleep on your goals. Get to work this morning. And getting to work this morning will tell you, come up with that game plan. All right? Don't just go to work. Come up with that game plan. When you come up with that game plan, it will guide you. It will guide you. It will guide you into taking better action. So remember the formula as we wrap up this morning. The formula for success is that you are taking every action on a good idea. Take every action on a good idea. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for you this morning. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking the last step into having a better life change. This last step, I won't tell you, but to find out, you have to be connected. All right. You have to be connected. When you put this theory to work, these 3 steps to work, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, you will see that this month of March, you are going to be marching into your success. You're going to be marching into a better life change. You're going to be marching into your greatness. And guess what? You're going to be marching into great wealth, great success, great virtue. And that's all we have for you this morning. I hope you got value for your time this morning. I hope we didn't waste your time. And I hope your time here this morning has been well utilized. All right, guys, that is it from me to you all. And we see you tomorrow, same time, same link on this same program.